Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is also fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, I've always opined on this platform severally that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. And that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happens for the sake of it. Earlier today, photos of Uhuru Kenyatta meeting with US Ambassador Meg Whitman emerged online. And then I quickly rushed to Uhuru Kenyatta's Facebook page, Twitter handle, which is Former President KE on Twitter, just to confirm whether the images were actually legit. And true, Uhuru Kenyatta held a meeting with Meg Whitman. From this tweet, I've gathered two important things. Number one is that the only individual who was tagged to this tweet is Ambassador Macharia Kamau. I think he's now one of the key leaders working with Uhuru Kenyatta. And of course, I've also noted that Uhuru Kenyatta's tweets, you can't respond to them. You can't actually answer them. But from the photos here, I can see Meg Whitman. I can see Macharia. I can see, should be Kanzedena. So this is what Uhuru Kenyatta posted. That the US Ambassador to Kenya, Her Excellency Meg Whitman, today paid a courtesy call on His Excellency, retired Uhuru Kenyatta at his Nairobi office. Then, if you go further, you will also realize that 2 days ago, which was on Wednesday, Uhuru Kenyatta also held another meeting with the British High Commissioner to Kenya, His Excellency Neil Wigan, and this is what he posted. The British High Commissioner to Kenya, His Excellency Neil Wigan, paid a courtesy call on His Excellency President, retired Uhuru Kenyatta, at his office in Nairobi. And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, I want us to go into this meeting and figure out what really transpired. What was the objective? Because for those who understand the politics of this country, William Samoei Arap Ruto is actually the president of the Republic of Kenya, courtesy of two main countries, that is the US government and the British government. And of course, those are superpowers. And there is no way Uhuru Kenyatta can meet the British ambassador, then later on the US ambassador, without an objective. So in this video, I want us to figure out the objective of that particular meeting. But before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But before I dive in, allow me to take this opportunity to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee which they sent to me earlier today. I'm so grateful because it goes a long way in supporting the channel. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. I'll really appreciate. Ladies and gentlemen, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Let's take that. Why would the US ambassador and why would the British High Commissioner to Kenya visit Uhuru Kenyatta in that quick succession? What do they want from Uhuru Kenyatta? Because let's face it, if you followed the last election, most people believe that Raila Odinga lost the presidency, in quotes, because of the support of the British and American government. Their biggest fear was that Raila Odinga was going to take Kenya to BRICS. So they changed last minute to have Ruto as the president. And you all know that after that, they've tried so hard to actually secure William Ruto's presidency. And I remember the last time there was a serious political storm when Meg Whitman, the US ambassador to Kenya, actually heaped praises of Kenyan election, and Raila Odinga had to take her head on.
Democracy. I arrived in Kenya days before the August 22 general elections. What I witnessed was nothing short of remarkable. Kenya held what many analysts and commentators say was the freest, fairest, and most credible election in Kenyan history. The elections were observed by international and local election organizations, and the results were upheld by the Kenyan Supreme Court, and power was transferred orderly and peacefully at the time.
Finally, you want to tell a rogue ambassador, leave Kenyans alone. If Mandamano can lead to a dialogue between Ichungwa and Kalonzo, everything is good with Mandamano. Tell the rogue ambassador, Kenya is not United States. Kenya is not a colony of the United States. Keep your mouth shut when you hear. Otherwise, you will call for your recall back to your country. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I've brought in the name of Raila Odinga in the picture because William Ruto and Raila Odinga were the main players in the last election. But Uhuru Kenyatta was the sitting president who decided to support Raila Amolo Odinga. That's why I have brought in the name of Raila Odinga. But what was the objective of this particular meeting? Number one, in my view, I think it's about the bipartisan talks. That is my number one reason. I'm saying this because you all know that after the last election, and I've explained this severally, after the last election, the superpowers realized that Ruto needed to be tamed. And they also realized that Ruto could not perform without Raila Odinga in the picture. So they brought something to try and tame Raila and also tame Ruto, the bipartisan talks. And that's why I keep on telling you that there are very powerful forces behind the bipartisan talks. Those forces are basically the American government and the British government. So why would they meet Uhuru Kenyatta? The fact is, as we speak, in Azimio side, there is serious division as far as the bipartisan talks is concerned. Because the bipartisan talks came, then there was the National Dialogue Committee, which was being co-chaired by Kalonzo Musyoka and Kimani Ichung'wah. The team met, they deliberated, and they came up with a report. That report was released to the country, I think some 2 weeks ago. Martha Karua opposed that report. Of course, Eugene Wamalwa also opposed the report. We all know that Eugene Wamalwa is actually a shadow of Uhuru Kenyatta. So there's a strong feeling that Uhuru Kenyatta is the reason why there is opposition to the bipartisan or to the NADCO report. The truth is, Jubilee as a political party, which is a key player in Azimio, has already said that they're not going to support that report. Uhuru Kenyatta is the party leader of Jubilee Party. But these guys are keen on the success of the bipartisan talks. Because of two things. They are behind it, so they will not want it to fail. And of course, they also know the role Uhuru Kenyatta is playing. So for me, the meeting was basically about the bipartisan talks. I think up to that point, I'm very clear. If I'm not clear, please let me know. Number two, someone somewhere is also trying to broker a peace deal between William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta. That is what I'm thinking. You know, most of you are always accusing me of overthinking. But the fallout between Uhuru and Ruto is deep. And it's affecting the relationship between Kenya and these superpowers. For example, you all know that Uhuru Kenyatta enjoys the support of the British because of the name of the father, their history. Ruto is currently enjoying the support of these superpowers because Ruto is already playing the role they wanted Ruto to play, the role of a puppet. So they want to make Ruto succeed in that line, but Ruto and Uhuru must work together because there is no way they can front Ruto to be the head of peace mission in Haiti when he can't deal with a simple matter of respecting the former president. So they're basically trying to follow the path which they followed during Raila Kibaki handshake. Raila Kibaki coalition government, and of course Raila Uhuru handshake. They were the people behind it. And I'm also seeing Ruto Raila handshake had already happened. So they want to rope in Uhuru Kenyatta. I could be wrong, but I'm hardly wrong. Number 3, Uhuru Kenyatta is currently overseeing peace deal in Ethiopia and in DRC. The US government and the British government have a lot of interest in that peace deal. So I think the meeting was about the progress of the peace deal. So maybe they have certain interest, but they wanted to hear from Uhuru Kenyatta, from the man himself, the progress so far. Number 4, if you ask me, I'm also convinced that there's something that happened in the Republic of Kenya sometimes in March, where Kenyatta family, private farm in Northlands was raided. I'm sure the international community was not happy about it. And I'm sure after that, a lot of things might have happened in the background. So these guys probably went to Uhuru Kenyatta just to assure him of their support, that such kind of a thing can never happen. And I don't want to rule out also the possibility of the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta is a former president, but is being mistreated. For those who know politics, Uhuru Kenyatta is really being mistreated, is being frustrated by Kenya Kwanza government. So it could be about the fact that Uhuru is a former president, but these guys are not respecting him. And lastly, possibility, these guys are just catching up with Uhuru Kenyatta. After the election, I don't think they've had the opportunity to meet again the way they met yesterday and the day on Wednesday. So maybe they just wanted to catch up, discuss the situations, the current situation in the country, how they can collaborate, how they can work, Uhuru giving them their side of his side of the story, them giving Uhuru Kenyatta their side of the story. So for me, those are the objectives of this particular meeting. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. If you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comment section. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.